dan dosen Thailand yang akan bergabung dalam mata kuliah kegaluhan kali ini. Sebelum kita memulai mata kuliah yang akan dilaksanakan pada siang hari ini, silakan bisa menikmati dan bisa melihat video dokumenter Profil Universitas Galuh, yang mana mengusung Universitas Galuh memiliki slogan dan motto Culture and Conservation University. Oke, kita bisa mulai perkuliahan kali ini. Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampurasun.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Swadikap
wabarakatuh.
buat
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, kalau misalkan bahasa di kita Sampurasun, kalau kebetulan ada teman kita dari Thailand yang ikut gabung, jadi mungkin saya coba bahasa Thailand sedikit ya. Swadikap. Pada mata kuliah kali ini ada yang spesial untuk mata kuliah kegaluhan ya. Dan pada kali ini kita dihadiri oleh mahasiswa luar dari Thailand. Mungkin Bu Ratna ini dari fakultas apa atau dari universitas mana ya yang mungkin nanti saya bisa tanggapi. Oke, yang pasti teman-teman dari Fakultas Kesehatan Universitas Galuh harus bisa berbangga nih. Kali ini teman-teman dari luar negeri, dari Thailand ikut gabung dalam kelas kita di mata kuliah kegaluhan. Dan jangan khawatir karena usungan kali ini bahasa pengantarnya tetap masih bahasa Indonesia. Dan kita coba sharingkan tentang budaya kita, tentang culture yang ada di Tatar Galuh, di Ciamis, di Jawa Barat khususnya atau di Sunda, mengenai bagaimana sih mengenai kegaluhan, bagaimana budaya kita. Dan nanti bisa di-sharingkan pada teman-teman kita yang ada di Thailand. Dan dari Thailand pun bisa sharing apakah ada kemiripan nggak ataupun ada yang memang menyerupai dengan culture di negara kita. Nanti kita bisa sharing di sini. Oke, sebelumnya perkenalkan nama saya Ilham. Kebetulan saya pengampu di mata kuliah kegaluhan Universitas Galuh Ciamis. Yang mana mata kuliah kegaluhan ini adalah mata kuliah wajib bagi semua mahasiswa yang menempuh kuliah di Universitas Galuh. Dan kebetulan Universitas Galuh mengusung moto dan slogannya sekarang Culture and Conservation. Jadi budaya dan konservasi menjadi nafas bagi Universitas Galuh. Jadi segala sesuatu kita tidak lepas dari budaya dan lingkungan dan alam kita. Saya ganti peralatan dulu ya. Suaranya bisa terdengar jelas tidak?
Tidak, Pak.
Kurang jelas ya?
Iya.
Oke, kalau yang tadi suaranya jelas nggak?
Yang tadi jelas, Pak. Yang sekarang nggak ada.
Oke, cek. Bisa terdengar jelas ya sekarang?
Terdengar, Pak.
Oke, tadi saya sudah perkenalkan diri. Dan saya asli dari Ciamis, kelahiran Ciamis, asli putra Tatar Galuh Ciamis. Dan teman-teman mahasiswa yang ada di sini, kemudian para dosen, juga mahasiswa yang ada dari Thailand juga nanti kita persilakan untuk memperkenalkan diri, asalnya dari mana, regionalnya dari mana. Mungkin kita awali dulu dari mahasiswa dari sini ya, dari Fakultas Kesehatan. Silakan si pennya dulu atau KM-nya dulu. Perkenalkan diri, siapa, dari mana, dan mungkin bisa say hi pada teman-teman yang ada di Thailand. Ya silakan. Sebelum saya melanjut ke materi yang akan saya bahas. Ada siapa itu? Firna ya kalau nggak salah.
Baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Evi Suryani. Sebagai ketua atau KM dari Prodi Kebidanan. Saya tinggal di Jetak, Sendang Sari, Cikoneng, Ciamis.
Ya Pak?
Evi.
Iya. Ayo dari Evi ya barusan. Kemudian temennya lagi siapa? Ada sini ada Firna, ada Sofi, ada Ririn, ada Derry. Ya silakan. Jangan sungkan dan kasih say hi pada temennya yang dari Thailand.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Perkenalkan, nama saya Pirna Nahwa Firdaus. Saya sebagai sipen atau penanggung jawab dari mata kuliah kebudayaan. Saya berasal dari Buniseri atau Kawali, masih daerah Ciamis. Say hi untuk semuanya.
Oke, halo. Kita coba ya pakai culture kita ya, selain kita secara agama dengan mengucapkan salam, dan kita barengi juga dengan bahasa salam budaya kita dengan Sampurasun. Oke, silakan. Dari Firna ada lagi, ada Sofi, Ririn, terus Derry, mungkin yang lainnya. Dan sebelum nunggu saya akan cek dari mahasiswa Thailand. Say hi, halo. Swadikap. Di sini ada Talang, ada Tidrat, ya, ada.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang. Oke, ya kita sambil belajar bahasa Indonesia. Kalau di sana bahasa say hi itu swadikap. In Sundanese language atau Galuh spesially, ya Galuh spesially like this. Sampurasun. Sampurasun like swadikap, ya. Sampurasun. Okay. Sampurasun like swadikap in Thailand, ya.
Oke.
Oke. And then kita mulai ya. Mungkin bisa memperkenalkan diri teman-teman yang di Thailand dengan bahasa Indonesia. Kita belajar bahasa Indonesia sebelum kita memulai materi tentang Kagaluhan atau budaya yang ada di Indonesia, lebih khusus di Universitas Galuh Ciamis. Please welcome Calang, Vivien, or siapa lagi? Oke.
Okay. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you speak English because I cannot understand the Indonesian, so I'm kind of confused. Like, is anyone want to translate Indonesian to English because I don't understand?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Don't worry. This for example, in Thailand, my name is blah blah blah. I live in Thailand. My school in blah blah blah. You can you know bahasa or
Yes, I know Bahasa a little bit, like the basic of introduction.
Introduction,
And
yes.
yes, and like the pronounce.
Yeah.
And like the basic was like eat, where I come from, something like that. But yeah, just like the basic one.
Don't worry. This is studying this little for bahasa, and in here many students understand English language.
Okay.
Okay. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see from Thailand, Talalang and Vivien. Please welcome for say hi in Indonesian.
Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
You want us to introduce ourselves?
Ya.
Okay. Kenalkan, nama saya Vraitia Rasmi. Panggil saya Vivien. Saya berasal dari Thailand. Saya dari Nonthaburi.
Nama saya Talalang. Saya berasal Sud paka.
Okay. Don't worry. This is a study. Because culture in Galuh, like in Thailand, you know, Galuh have a big kingdom like name Galuh Kingdom, like Ayutthaya Kingdom, and then we explore material for Kagaluhan. Next, kita belajar bahasa di sini untuk mengenal budaya Indonesia. Tidak apa-apa salah. Yang pasti kita belajar. Oke, yang lain next. Ada lagi? Atau dari kebidanan di sini dari mahasiswa Fikes ya. Ada yang mau memperkenalkan diri juga? Yang belum nih. Saya kira belum semua tadi untuk memperkenalkan diri. Silakan. Mungkin nanti bisa dibantu dengan sedikit bahasa Inggris ataupun kalau tidak bahasa Indonesia juga tidak apa-apa. Silakan. Oke, kalau misalkan tidak ada, saya akan berlanjut men-sharekan materi tentang Kagaluhan. What is Kagaluhan? Nah, salah satunya adalah history and culture in Kagaluhan. Nah, saya akan share mengenai tinggalan arkeologi. Ya, jadi Kagaluhan itu tidak hanya historiography or culture or anthropology, tapi all about tentang ya Kagaluhan ataupun segala sesuatu tentang pola hidup cara manusia di Jawa Barat, khususnya Ciamis or Galuh University, itu akan kita bahas tentang segala sesuatu halnya. Pada materi kali ini akan membahas tentang tinggalan arkeologinya. Kemarin kita sempat membahas tentang archaeological and historical of Galuh. Nah, sekarang kita review tentang arkeologi. Jadi, keyword dalam arkeologi ada artefak, ekofak, dan fitur. Fitur itu ya merupakan bendawi yang seperti kampak batu. Kemudian kalau ekofak itu mengenai benda lingkungan. Kemudian fitur itu biasanya tidak lepas dari tempat aslinya atau situs arkeologinya. Jadi tinggalan arkeologi merupakan benda yang dihasilkan dari proses kebudayaan masa lalu yang bukti fisiknya masih ada hingga zaman sekarang. Juga mengandung unsur sejarah. Nah, tinggalan arkeologi ada yang menyebut juga sebagai cagar budaya atau heritage ya. Kemudian, nah cagar budaya ini di Indonesia ditetapkan dalam Undang-Undang Cagar Budaya adalah warisan budaya yang bersifat kebendaan.
Excuse me,
Iya,
can you speak a bit louder? I cannot hear.
gimana Bu? Oke. Ini ada yang minta bahasa Inggris, ada yang minta bahasa Indonesia. Nah, jadi kita samakan saja pakai mix aja ya. Saya bikinnya bahasa Indonesia.
Diterangkan bahasa Inggris ya.
Oke, boleh. Sebentar, saya belum. Bisa bantu monitor juga sama Ibu ya? Oke, next. Oke, nanti kita mix pakai English language and bahasa. Kita di akhir nanti kita review pakai English ya, English language, dan kita akan paparkan dulu materinya dengan bahasa, dan terakhir kita akan bahas dengan bahasa Inggris. Oke. Nah, dua indikator benda cagar budaya itu ada dua kategori yang memang harus kita teliti, antara benda cagar budaya dan warisan budaya tak benda. Nah, di sini benda cagar budaya itu bersifat tangible or not abstract, tapi kalau warisan budaya tak benda itu abstract or intangible. Ya. Jadi bersifat non benda. Biasanya warisan budaya tak benda seperti like dance, musical, or traditional ritus, or activity, traditional activity. Nah, itu masuknya warisan budaya tak benda or intangible culture heritage. Ya. Dan benda cagar budaya itu merupakan tangible, not abstract, like a sword, like artifact, like building, ya itu merupakan benda cagar budaya. Kemudian warisan budaya tak benda itu merupakan intangible yang tadi saya sebutkan. Jadi jangan sampai tertukar antara cagar budaya dan cagar budaya tak benda. Intangible, tangible, and intangible heritage. Ya, heritage. Kemudian, nah, yang harus digarisbawahi dalam tinggalan arkeologi ini ada benda cagar budaya. Benda cagar budaya berdasarkan Undang-Undang Cagar Budaya nomor 11 tahun 2010 itu benda buatan manusia, handmade, not nature ya, baik bergerak, mobile and portable maupun tidak bergerak, not mobile ya, berupa kesatuan atau kelompok atau bagian-bagian atau sisa-sisanya yang memiliki hubungan erat dengan kebudayaan manusia. Ya, dan sejarah perkembangan manusia itu kategori benda cagar budaya. Nah, not portable and portable. Nah, ini kata kuncinya adalah bisa dicontohkan dalam tradisi art ya, like sword, like musical art and prasasti, or kujang, keris, keramik, itu merupakan benda cagar budaya bergerak, portable. Dan not portable bisa dicontohkan dengan building seperti temple or mosque, kerkhof ataupun makam atau situs-situs pertirtaan. Kebanyakannya like a secret area. Seperti yang dikategorikan di dalam benda cagar budaya tidak bergerak. Nah, adapun kategori-kategori lain yaitu benda, bangunan, building, struktur, site, and kawasan cagar budaya. Many site in here disebutnya kawasan cagar budaya. Lebih dari satu situs. Lebih dari satu situs cagar budaya. Kemudian, nah, kujang like sword or knife in English language ya, itu merupakan different ya, khusus different di yang ada di Jawa Barat. Adapun keris juga sama, yang adanya khusus different in Jawa Island ya. And then manuskrip itu merupakan lontar mantra, bisa tulisan-tulisan kuno yang terdapat yang ditulis dalam satu bentuk tulisan yang tertata di dalam daun lontar biasanya. Ini merupakan satu kategori dari BCB bergerak, Portable Culture Heritage ya, ataupun benda cagar budaya bergerak dan merupakan tinggalan arkeologi juga. Kemudian building ya, not portable ataupun tidak bisa bergerak itu seperti moske ya, stasiun and government building ya, itu salah satunya benda cagar budaya tidak bergerak. Itu merupakan tinggalan arkeologi juga. Nah, kemudian ada site seperti temple, peninggalan megalit ataupun sirkuit area itu sama merupakan tinggalan arkeologi benda cagar budaya tidak bergerak. Nah, ini ada situs Gunung Susuru, situs Batu Panjang. Ini once upon a time have a big kingdom in here. Kingdom is named Galuh Kingdom, like in Thailand Ayutthaya Kingdom. Nah, itu merupakan situs tinggalan sejarah Galuh ya, yang merupakan kategori benda cagar budaya tidak bergerak. Nah, ini salah satu buktinya juga ada situs Karangkamulian dan situs Astana Gede Kawali. Nah, di mana yang dikategorikan sebagai kawasan yang terdiri dari beberapa situs karena tinggalan di dalamnya sangat banyak. Ada prasasti, ada makam, ada pertirtaan ataupun cikahuripan itu terdapat di dalam situs Astana Gede Kawali dan situs Karangkamulian yang ada di dalamnya. Nah, kemudian dalam tinggalan arkeologi have a history period and sebelum prasejarah dan masa sejarah ya. Kalau zaman prasejarah dikatakan ketika manusia belum mengenal tulisan, like Flintstone ya, itu prasejarah. Dan masa zaman sejarah itu sudah mengenal tulisan, zaman ketika manusia mengenal dan menggunakan tulisan. Like have a technology, have a survive, have a lifestyle ya. Lifestyle itu biasanya spirit ya, itu biasanya pada masa zaman sejarah. Zaman ketika manusia mengenal dan menggunakan tulisan, terdiri dari periode klasik, zaman Hindu-Buddha sebelum agama Islam, kemudian masa Islam, kemudian masa modern atau kolonial. Nah, itu lokasi-lokasi yang merupakan bekas pusat kerajaan Galuh ataupun Central of Galuh Kingdom. Ada dua titik, ada dua situs yang ada di Ciamis or Ciamis region ya. Di situ ada situs Karangkamulian site and Astana Gede site. Kita akan bahas satu persatu ya. Nah, ini situs Karangkamulian merupakan periode prasejarah. Itu sebelum adanya peradaban-peradaban sudah ada peradaban di sini. Ya, ini salah satu ciri tinggalan-tinggalannya. Ada batu pipisan, kapak batu, batu lumpang. Yang berupa tinggalan-tinggalan berbentuk alat sehari-hari manusia. Ya. Pada zaman prasejarah yang terbuat dari batu. Biasanya zaman dulu belum ada high teknologi, not high teknologi tapi simple teknologi dari batu ya biasanya. Dan selain itu ada jenis-jenis fosil juga di sana. Nah ini dikategorikannya portable heritage, Jadi benda cagar budaya bergerak yang mudah dipindahkan. Kemudian ini site-nya ya. Di sini ada periode prasejarah klasik. Ya, di sini kawasan cagar budaya masuknya. Masih tetap di situs Karangkamulian. Di sini temuan arkeologinya berupa tinggalan berbahan dari batu yang mempunyai fungsi, guna, juga religi, juga struktur dan bentuknya sederhana. Ya, tinggalan ini menandakan peralihan dari prasejarah ke masa sejarah atau klasik. Karena masyarakat pada waktu itu sudah mengenal kepercayaan atau dikenal dengan wiwitan. Ya, dan ini ciri tinggalan-tinggalnya berbentuk sederhana. Di sini yang tertera ada batu pangcalikan. Kemudian di sini ada panyandaan. Dan di sini ada batu pamongkonan dan lambang peribadatan. Kalau orang lain biasanya menyebutkan dengan lingga dan yoni. Mungkin teman-teman yang di Thailand juga paham mengenai lingga dan yoni. Ya, ini merupakan cagar budaya tidak bergerak karena tidak bisa dipindahkan. Ya, dan not portable heritage ya. Kemudian ada di sini Astana Gede Kawali. Nah, di sini periode sejarah pada masa klasik dan masa Islam. Kawasan di sini statusnya kawasan cagar budaya. Dan temuan arkeologinya yang di sini ada berupa prasasti berbahan batu yang mempunyai fungsi filosofis, religi, historis. Ya. Dan tinggalan ini menandakan ciri dari periode sejarah dan klasik. Karena masyarakat pada waktu itu sudah mengenal kepercayaan atau dikenal dengan wiwitan. Juga tulisannya banyak sekali pesan dan makna yang terkandung dalam prasasti tersebut. Many history, many philosophies in prasasti di sini ya. Oke, prasasti 1 sampai 6 di sini ada 6 prasasti. Kemudian ada menhir dan struktur tempat peribadatan. Di sini benda cagar budaya tidak bergerak. Nah, like this font. Seperti huruf Tagalog ataupun font in Thailand. Ini different in Sundanese font ya. Galuh dulu menggunakan huruf seperti ini dan ini terdapat dalam prasasti Kawali. Dan huruf ini spesial tidak ada di tempat lain. Yang ada sekarang itu sudah melampaui masa upgrading font ya ataupun perkembangan huruf dan ini masih original atau masih alami. Hurufnya bentuknya mirip-mirip sama seperti di Thailand juga seperti ini. Oke, dan ini salah satunya lagi. Ini prasasti yang ada di Kawali juga. Hurufnya hampir seperti di Thailand juga yang dipakai itu bahasa Sangsekerta ya. Hana Caraka seperti itu hurufnya. Dan ini ada di Astana Gede Kawali yang merupakan Central of Galuh Kingdom pada zaman dulu. And then situs Astana Gede Kawali juga ada situs peninggalan masa Islam. Ya. Ini cirinya. Biasanya pada masa Islam terdapat makam atau petilasan yang terdiri ataupun di dalamnya terus bersemayam seseorang tokoh. Di sini ada makam Adipati Singacala, yaitu Bupati Kawali yang masa peralihan Islam dulu. Kemudian ada Pangeran Usman, beliau penyebar agama Islam di Cirebon. Kemudian di sini ya temuan arkeologinya semuanya berupa makam yang mencirikan periode Islam. Di sini Galuh pada masa itu sudah masuk Islam pada masa Galuh tersebut sudah masuk. Ada beberapa ciri makam yang terdapat di Astana Gede Kawali yaitu pada masa peralihan klasik ke periode Islam dan Islam periode modern. Ciri tersebut bisa dilihat dari bentuk makam dan nisan. Nah, ini makam yang besar, panjang, terus lebar ini menandakan bukan orangnya yang tinggi besar, tapi seorang tokoh tersebut mempunyai jasa atau mempunyai peran yang sangat penting. Dan ketika masa peralihan dari Hindu ke Islam ataupun klasik ke modern, nisan makamnya masih sederhana, tetapi pola modern nisan makamnya sudah terbentuk dengan tulisan kaligrafi. Nah, ini salah satu ciri peralihan dari masa klasik ke masa Islam. Oke. Di sini sebelum saya memberikan sharing session ya. Pada teman-teman mahasiswa yang dari Tarialan bisa menerangkan tentang culture in Thailand ya. Seperti apa? Apakah ada kesamaan dengan di Indonesia, tepatnya di Sunda, atau barangkali akan diawali dari teman-teman Fikes nih yang mau men-sharingkan tentang potensi daerahnya, potensi tempatnya mengenai culture ya dan historinya seperti apa. Silakan. Silakan teman-teman dari Fikes dulu untuk memaparkan potensi yang ada di tempatnya yang sekarang ditinggali. Oke, atau Vivian or Talang, how is the culture in your place in Thailand? Please.
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
How is the culture, lifestyle, or about the culture in your place in Thailand?
Like the culture in Thailand.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. In my opinion, I think the culture in Thailand is quite similar with the Indian culture and also mixed with the Chinese culture. Yeah, in my opinion, because we have a long history, but it's not longer than the Indonesian culture. Yes. And also the Thailand has been called as a country for almost like 600 years. Yeah.
Okay. Anything more to speak, Tanya?
No, I'm done.
It's like the history in Thailand. We have a long history that used to have a way back to before Sukhothai era. But by that time, we do not call our country or ourselves Thai people or Thailand. We used to be a small group of people first, and then we gathered together, and then we built up the Sukhothai capital, then moved to Ayutthaya era for about 300 years, and then it started with Thonburi era for a very short time, and then it starts right now what we call Ratanakosin era. Starting from King Rama I until right now King Rama X, we also have a long history, and we share some of the culture and the archaeology in our country. We also find lots of ancient stuff. Also, you have the sculpture on the stone that I see the picture. In Thailand, we also have one that has been sculptured in during Ratanakosin era. It's explained about how Thai people in that time was doing. Explain about the king's family. And for right now, our culture, we will say it's developed through times. I think in both Indonesia and Thailand, we both have a long history of culture, and we share similar things actually. Like in the south of Thailand, we also share some of similar culture with you, the Indonesian, because there are lots of Muslim in the southern region of Thailand, because it's close to Malaysia, and Indonesia and Malaysia also share some culture, right? So we Thai people in the southern region also share some culture with the Indonesian too. It's our culture is nothing much. We will say that the norms in our country just being Thailand will say that our country is a Buddhist country, but actually we do not have official religion here. There are a variety of religion. Starting from the majority one is Buddhist, then followed by Islam, and the minority is Christian and Catholics or other religion. So I have to say, in Thailand, you just have to because we are both Asian countries. We share the same thing. Just being humble, respect the elders, and have manners. I think that is the summarizing of culture in both of our countries.
Okay, thanks, Vivian. And Dan dari Fikes, teman-teman mahasiswa dari Fikes mau menambahkan tentang informasi culture yang ada di tempatnya masing-masing. Silakan, pakai bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa. Nanti saya bantu menjelaskan ke teman-teman dari Thailand untuk apa saja yang terdapat di tempat kalian. Okay. In Thailand, I know have one martial art like Thai boxing, Thai boxing or Muay Thai. I see. Muay Thai like martial art in Sundanese martial art. Its name Benjang, Benjang and Thai boxing like seperti itu karena have a color, have a style, mempunyai kesamaan yang hampir mirip antara Thai boxing dengan Benjang karena dulu diambil dari kerajaan atau kingdom sebelum masa sekarang. Ya, salah satu budaya yang hampir mirip dengan Thailand. Ataupun like dance for especially religion, for practice like bedoyo or jaipong itu berkaitan dengan spiritual ataupun dengan religi in Sundanese culture. Seperti di Thailand, Vivian, in Thailand have a dance for Buddhist religion?
Again, what did you just ask me?
Yeah, in Thailand have a different dance for Buddhist religion, like in Indonesia. What name is that dance? Dance art for especially religion in Thailand.
Actually, I have to say I don't have much knowledge about Buddhism because myself I am Catholic.
Oh. Okay. And next, teman-teman nih, siapa yang mau mengungkapkan informasinya atau sharing information for culture in place di tempatnya masing-masing? Silakan. Pakai bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa, nanti kita bantu untuk menerangkan pada teman-teman dari Thailand. Di tempat saya seperti ini nih, di tempat tinggal saya seperti ini yang saya rasakan, yang saya ketahui. Ini dari teman-teman Fikes, silakan.
So, hi guys, I'm going to explain the culture of Indonesia.
Yeah.
So, Indonesia has been shaped by a long interaction between original indigenous custom and multiple foreign influence. Indonesia is centrally located along ancient trading routes between the Far East, Southeast, and the Middle East, resulting in many cultural practices being strongly influenced by a multitude of religions such as Buddha, Christianity, Hindu, and Islam, all strong in the major trading cities. The result is complex cultural mixture very different from the original indigenous culture. Example of the fusion of Islam with Hindu include Javanese Abagan belief. Balinese dance have stories about ancient Buddhist and Hindu kingdoms. So in Indonesia, there is a traditional dance from Bali. Its name is Tari Kecak. So Tari Kecak have stories about Buddha and Hindu in Bali. So in Sumatra we have Minangkabau and Aceh. Traditional. We do have traditional art such as Pancak Silat. So we have a popular type of song in the Indian rhythmical. It's such as dangdut. It's an Indonesian music genre. So there is a lot of ethnic in Indonesia, such as Mentawai, Asmat, Dani, Dayak, and Toraja, and many others. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thanks, Siva. Siapa lagi dari yang lainnya? Mungkin ada tambahan atau mau sharing information juga? Man from Thailand. Silakan, di sini saya lihat banyak mahasiswa dari Fikes yang akan share-share tentang informasinya. And Talalang, you know Muay Thai? Muay Thai like in here like martial art like silat, like silat, like benjang, and different in Indonesia and different from Thailand. What a martial art culture in Thailand?
Martial arts culture in Thailand.
Yes.
We actually have more than Muay Thai. We have Muay Thai that most foreigner knows about. We also have Krabi Gabong, which means like we learn to fight with sticks.
Stick like a sword.
Yeah, we use sticks like swords. And we have like specific position to do the fight. And I think it's I really have no idea about martial arts in Indonesia. How you have any idea?
Okay. Thanks Vivian for help Talalang. And then dari Vikas silakan. Ini mumpung ada teman-teman dari Thailand yang bisa sharing informasinya dan kita juga bisa memaparkan tentang budaya Indonesia ke mereka. Silakan di sini siapa ya? Ada, saya lihat ada Evi, ada Sophie, ada Firna. Mungkin bisa menambahkan informasi mengenai culture in Indonesian or culture in West Java, Sundanese culture. For your information, Vivian and all, especially we friend in studies in here, especially for medical faculty, have a culture treatment or medical culture treatment. Medical culture treatment, especially in Unigal, ya, Universitas Galuh. And teman-teman yang dari Fikes silakan bisa menerangkan kegiatan apa ya mengenai apa saja yang kalian ketahui tentang medical culture yang diterapkan oleh orang tua dulu kita seperti jamu dan sebagainya. Dan silakan kalian bisa paparkan baik itu dalam bahasa Inggris atau bahasa Indonesia tidak apa-apa. Silakan.
Are you talking to me?
What's Fian?
What is the topic you mentioned again?
Yeah, this a topic culture and lifestyle in Indonesian or culture and lifestyle in Thailand. Gitu.
I just started my class with the Indonesian like 3 weeks ago. And I have lots of new Indonesian friends. And what I learned from them is that actually they are really not different from us at all in like the way we dress, the way we do things. It's just different by the difference between us is just religion. Because like my Indonesian friend have to wear hijab.
Yeah.
But because I'm Catholic, I do not have to. But the lifestyle, I think it's quite similar from what they have told me. And from my perspective is that the lifestyle in Indonesia, there are different in each region because you have many ethnic groups, right? So it is like right now I know Javanese, Sudanese, and I know that there are a lot more ethnic groups, and Indonesian speaks more than 200 languages in the country, but the official language is Bahasa Indonesia. So that's what I learned from them. But it's also the same in Thailand. We have like 5 region. I was born in Bangkok, so I was in central region. But the people in the northeastern region, they also have their own language to speak. It's similar to Laos. I mean, the language similar to Laos for the northeastern, and then for the south region, it will similar to Malayu because it's because the border is close to Malaysia. And in the north, they also have their own language. For example, the word, what word can be the example? Eat. If eat in Thai, I can use greeting words in Thai. If central region, we will say Sawaddi, Ka for women and Krap for men. But if in the north, they will say Sawaddi Chao with in the Northeastern, they will say, what do they say in Northeastern? They will not say sawatdi, but they will just like sabaidi bo or something like that, which is quite different. Or in the Southern, the Southern is the most difficult part because the Southern region people, they speak very fast, so it's quite hard to catch, but they'll be just like, can you open microphone? Talalang can say it in the South region language.
If they close enough, they will say like wapru.
That's the Southern region of Thailand. To say hi. All these words I've mentioned is to say hi. But the common word that we use is sawatdi, as you know. Or sometimes we just greet each other by smiling at each other. As you know, Thailand is the land of smile. So I think that is the similar lifestyle and culture between Indonesia and Thailand. We have different region. In Indonesia also have lots of region and lots of ethnic group. But Thailand, we may not have as much ethnic group as you have in Indonesia, but there's still difference in use of language. But most of the time, people need to learn to speak the official Thai language in order to communicate. So I think that's similar because those you Indonesian also need to learn Bahasa Indonesia, but some of you can also speak your ethnical group languages. Like you can speak Javanese or you can speak Sudanese, right? So I think that's the similarities.
Okay. Thanks, Vivian, for information. Yeah, because Sodicap or all about say hi in Thailand, like this, Sampurasun, like Sundanese language. Sampurasun, like Sodicap.
Samburasut.
Nice, good. Nah, and then barangkali teman-teman yang mahasiswa dari Indonesia nih untuk say hi dan sharing informasinya mengenai culture in Indonesia, especially for student please ya. Oke, siap, silakan. Barangkali ada yang mau menambahkan. Oh, for your information, tomorrow have a big festival in Indonesia or West Java, Ciamis, because tomorrow have this Natalis or Mieling Ngadeg Nagaluh. Yeah, Mieling Ngadeg Nagaluh have a ceremonial for last kingdom, Galuh kingdom. Yeah, and you can see for trailer videos from Mieling Ngadeg Nagaluh.
In Thailand here, we also nearly have a huge festival which will be celebrated in April. I think all of you know it. It's Songkran Festival. Do you know it? The is splash water to each other and playing with waters. There will be water everywhere.
Yeah, it's full day water.
It's Songkran is also counted as Thai New Year also. We have Thai calendar, so Songkran will be the start of the beginning of the new year of Thailand.
Okay. Okay, you can see. Welcome. Okay, this is a trailer for tomorrow, and you can see from Zoom link. And next, we share for your watching, and you can see dance or festival or many art from Galuh in Mieling Ngadegna Galuh. Oke. Oke, silakan teman-teman dari Vikes nih. Ada yang mau disampaikan pada teman-teman yang dari Thailand? Ada Evi, ada Firna, ada teman yang lainnya. Silakan.
I wanna ask some question. Is that okay? From Thailand friends, for Thailand friends.
You want to ask about our country?
Especially I want to ask about your food. Is there any recommendation for us Indonesians to try your food, Thailand food?
Do Indonesian people eat spicy food also?
Right, yes.
Okay, so
have anything that you can eat? Cannot eat.
Technically.
Okay.
It's I will recommend for myself is first is of course tom yum. You can add
tom yum is yes.
Tom yum, you can add any meats in it if you like the most what is it? Shrimp. Tom yum with shrimp and also can be squid. Like tom yum seafood. I recommend that. There will be fish, squid, shrimp.
And maybe with shell.
And
หอยอะไร
If um,
Sama
pad thai,
Pad Thai.
pad thai, it's an stir fry noodles with tofu, and some chicken meat, poultry meat, chicken. And if you go to the northeastern region, we will recommend som tam, the papaya salad.
Papaya salad.
It should be eaten together with sticky rice only,
ไก่ย่าง
and grilled chicken together with grilled chicken. In Thai, we have special way to grill it because our spices is different from Indonesian, so it will also taste different. If you go to the south, it will be แกงไตปลา
แกงเหลือง
แกงเหลือง that will be the food that we if in the north region ข้าวซอย and น้ำพริกหนุ่ม that these are all food that we recommend to you. If you really come to Thailand and need the menu, we can type it for you.
อันนั้น
Oh, thank you.
ที่มาเป็นใบ
Oke, kayaknya harus ada pertukaran ini nih apa kuliner antara tom yum dengan seblak mungkin. Karena sama-sama spicy. Okay, and then Indonesian like spicy and Thailand like spicy. Yeah, many culture for culiner or foodies in Thailand and Indonesian, and especially in Thailand have food is street food is street food like snack from insecta like scorpion and cockroach.
The insects, right? We have worms, we have cockroach, we have what else? So many what is it called?
รถด่วน
grasshopper.
Hmm.
And also I just know from my Indonesian friends that we share one food which with the same name is satay.
คืออะไรวะ
Sate.
Stay.
Sate.
Satay, yeah. Like satay.
Yeah, satay in your country, but for us the tones will be higher, satay, but it's the same thing. It's just that in your country they'll use different types of meat, right? But in Thailand we only use pork. So if you come to Thailand, do not eat because it's pork everywhere. If you see, oh, that's satay, I also have this in my country, I can surely eat it. No, please don't. You cannot.
Don't try. Jadi di Thailand itu ada sate, sejenis sate ya. Like sate yang bahan dasarnya dari serangga, insect food. Seperti kecoa, ada kalajengking atau kelabang. Nah, itu makanan yang memang tersaji di pinggir jalan. Jadi untuk yang tidak mempunyai kebiasaan gitu, jangan sekali-kali mencobanya. Not for try. Not for try. And then Thailand in Indonesia like nature in tropical nature because have many fruits in Thailand and Indonesia, is locally and locally fruit ya. Karena Thailand memiliki suhu dan keadaan iklim yang hampir sama dengan Indonesia. Jadi culture untuk makanan dan minumannya hampir sama. Karena ada pegunungan, beach and mountain in Thailand ya. Ada like Pattaya have a long beach and pegunungan juga di Thailand masih ada. Dan itu berpengaruh kepada kesamaan kultur ataupun budaya yang ada di Thailand dan juga di sekitarnya. Jadi sama halnya dengan Indonesia, keadaan alam mempengaruhi juga budaya yang berkembang di tempatnya. Jadi seperti itu. Nah, and Indonesia have stories, animal stories like in Thailand. You know, Garuda. Garuda have a history in Indonesia. In Thailand, Garuda have a story. Nah, ini menjadi satu kesamaan yang memang kenapa bisa jadi sama ataupun apa sih hubungannya antara cerita Garuda, Big Eagle in Thailand and Garuda in Indonesian culture gitu. You know Garuda, Calalang and Vivian?
No, we do not know.
Garuda is mythology in
Yeah, we know it.
Nah itu. You can information from Thailand in Garuda. For share in Indonesia.
We get the influence from the Brahma, the Brahma religion. So it can be called one of the holy like holy animals, and it is also our national, how to say, it will be labeled on the very top of every official letter. It will be in the position like spreading wings like this, but spread very widely. Again, it will be in this position.
Yeah.
On the very top of every official letter, especially when it comes from the palace or any of the government department, including in our law.
And in Indonesia have a stories for Garuda have in Ramayana histories. In Hinduist history, like in Indonesia. And then Garuda have a big story in mythological Nusantara or jadi sekarang symbolic for country Garuda because have many story and like heroes long time one time, and then many animal have a stories in
Mhm.
culture in Indonesia, like elephant, like Garuda, like big snake or dragon, yeah,
Mm.
or dragon in Indonesia, like in Thailand, because we have a culture, we have a culture, have a coloring in Hinduist color and Buddhist color. Okay. And then like this, have a animal and people in Waikambas, 11 and people, Mahot and 11, like Thailand, 11 juga, wait, 11 and historical and people.
Yeah, you mentioned Ramayana, right? We
Mhm.
also adapted into Thai version, which is called Ramakien, but the story is similar. And in the story, there will be a lots ofอะไรอ่ะพวกสัตว์วิเศษอ่ะ
Fantastic Beasts.
Some like for the Garuda, it will be we call it a vehicle of the god. I can't remember the name. Either is Vishnu, Indra, whatever Hinduist god, I can't remember. But for Thai elephants, we have a very long story about Thai elephant. Since Ayutthaya era, elephant is our country's what is it? Animal. The animal that represents our country. Like when foreigner comes, most of the time they ask for the elephant they ask to take the elephant back with them. The more during Ayutthaya era, if you can find a white elephant, that means that the era of that king will be very prosperous and it will be a very successful time. People will have food to eat, the economic will be good, something like that. But right now we have to protect them from people who want their ivory. That is our history with elephants. We also use it during war time. Back then in Ayutthaya era, but not anymore. I think my junior, they have class at Hua Xiao at 3:30. So me and Talang is still available, but the junior, they will not be available because they have another class. So what should we make any arrangement or anything?
Okay. What's Vivian? Okay, thanks Vivian for information. For share information in Galudra and historical Ramayana, like Vishnu, Indra, Siwa, and then in Indonesian have a history Ramayana in many implementation history in puppets, and then puppet in this color style evolution for Muslim education media, puppet media like history Ramayana, yeah, and then Punakawan. Different in Indonesia have a story Punakawan. Punakawan is for friendly, for friend. In one Semar ya, Semar, terus Cepot, Dewala, dan Gareng. In especially different puppet, ya, puppet especially in Indonesian. And then what's in Thailand have a puppet?
We also have a puppet show,
Oh,
but not really not really using a puppet, but we use real person. We have different types. The most like in the highest rank of arts in Thailand, I would say it is Khon. They will wear a mask that it also influenced from Hinduism. They'll wear a mask. And the famous story that Khon used to play is about Ramayana story. And we have the puppet in Thailand will be very huge. It using an animal skin to they'll cut it into pictures. You can search for the word. It's called nang palung. Nang is mean skin of the animal, and they will put a sheet of cloth, white cloth in front, and then you see only the shadow of it. The people who play will use the stick like this doing the action behind the white cloth, and the audiences will see the shadows of what they are doing at the back. And that is from the southern region of Thailand.
okay, thanks. And especially in Indonesia, have a puppet from animal skin. Different as Japa and West Japa. Especially from West Japa, puppet match puppet from wood. Yeah. From wood. Not from animal skin. And especially different puppet in West Japa from animal skin. Biasanya itu dari from buffalo or goats from match puppet. Yeah. Okay, next. Yang lainnya mau menambahkan tidak tentang culture dari tempatnya masing-masing untuk budaya masing-masing dari Indonesia supaya teman-teman dari Thailand bisa paham juga. Tadi ada puppet, terus fooding ya, tentang kuliner, tentang tarian dan sebagainya. Yang bisa di-sharing informasikan dengan teman-teman yang ada di Thailand. Silakan.
Have you ever go to Indonesia? No?
No, I also have never been to Indonesia.
Mm.
With
So, in Indonesia, we have a really, we have many of, food culture, and there's a lot of interesting thing in Indonesia, and I wish you guys can come to Indonesia to learn our culture. As I really want to go to Thailand, but because of COVID, I can go there. So
Yeah, both of us also wish that we can go straight there to Indonesia to learn the cultures and also language straight from you, not from all of you, not just by through the video calls, because we also want a real experience. Seeing all the surroundings, environment, and everything in Indonesia. But as far as I know, all Indonesian people are quite friendly and they are very welcome us, the foreigner. Just like my Indonesian friends who take classes with me, they're very welcome to tell the story about their culture, their language, and so on. I also like to share my country's culture and information just in case after COVID you may have a chance to come here and visit us in Thailand, or us do have a chance to visit all of you in Indonesia.
do you have any advice for places for me to come, like in Thailand?
It depends on what region you want to come. If you want to come to Bangkok, our capital, it's in central region, I would recommend the Grand Palace.
Mm.
I won't recommend you any temple, but if you want to go and see, because it's a part of our history, it's okay. But if for I have lots of Westerner friends. If for them, I recommend them to go to the temple. But for you guys, I recommend only the Grand Palace and also the nearby city of Bangkok. We also have floating market.
No, floating market.
Which is
we do have floating market in Indonesia, like a traditional market, right?
Yeah. And they'll sell like unique things or things related to our culture. Or also if like girls like us, you like shopping, I will recommend a place for you to go and shop for clothes. It's there is two places, Chatuchak and Pratu Nam. These two places sells very cheap clothes, but you have to select the shop. Some of them are so quality, but some of them the quality is also good. Although the price is cheap, but the quality is good.
So we can have a really good quality, but in a cheap price, right?
Yeah, it depends on how good are you in bargaining.
Okay. Is that okay if we go to temple but only take a picture?
Yes, sure. Because but you need to beware, some of the area in the temple are prohibited to take a photo. It's a restricted area, but there will be a sign that say to you that you cannot take a picture here or you cannot take a photos here. Just that. If there is no sign, you can take a picture anywhere, but not inside the temple hall.
Oh, so we just can have a picture outside. We can go
Yes,
inside.
outside. You can also go inside to see the Buddhist sculpture. And also, like, we have so many temples and all of them are very beautiful in their own way. It's just that you can go there. You do not have to worship anything. You can just go there and take pictures, but just beware of because this famous temple is located near the Grand Palace. So there are some restricted area that you cannot enter, or either you cannot take pictures, or you need to take your shoes off in order to enter that part of the temple. But there will be signs in English that tell you what you should do. And we also have tour guides here. We even have since student tour guide up until the elders that they already retired and they want to be a tour guide for the foreigner who come to Thailand.
Oh, okay. So if we want to go inside the temple, do we have to wear some kind of clothes? Like there is a special clothes that we have to wear?
Because you guys, the way you wear clothes, it's already proper enough to get into the temple.
But some of us can really wear some kind of open clothes, like it's too short. Is that okay?
Shorts can if girls, you can only wear skirts in order to enter.
Oh, so we can have a short to go inside.
Even tight jeans is not allowed.
Oh, okay.
For girls, only skirt is the safest way to get inside.
Okay, okay. Thank you for the information.
Okay, thanks. Many information in here for culture in Thailand and culture in Indonesia. Have sharing for yang lainnya ada lagi nggak? Saya kira saya lihat tadi dari Vivian dari Thailand cuma Vivian saja, dari Indonesia cuma tadi ada siapa? Ada Siva ya, ada Siva. Kemudian yang lainnya ada nggak? Oke. Nggak apa-apa. Because in here kita study ya, kita belajar. Not don't care for salah, jangan takut salah lah, intinya mah seperti itu. Dan silakan kalau mau sharing mengenai materi tentang budaya Kagaluhan ini. And Kagaluhan not for different history or not different for archaeology. Kagaluhan in Universitas Galuh University, especially all about tentang ya Galuh lah, lifestyle, sociological, or history, or archaeology, and all about tentang culture in Galuh ya, all about pokoknya mah tentang segala sesuatu mengenai Kagaluhan ya. Gitu. Silakan, mungkin ada siapa ya di sini? Firna. Ya, silakan Firna kalau misalkan mau menyampaikan informasinya tentang apa yang Anda ketahui tentang budaya ini. Silakan.
I just type for all of you. You can search my name in YouTube and you say there is one video that me and Talalang do a group work together. We go to famous places, tourist attraction in Thailand, and we also have English subtitles. So if you are interested, you can search my name and you'll find my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And in that channel, you'll find lots of my videos, but there'll be one video that we will bring you to the tourist attraction.
Okay. Okay. You can share link YouTube in chat in here, yeah. And then teman-teman juga bisa share kalau misalkan
Sharing
ada informasi tentang Thailand.
Yeah, Talalang already gave you the link.
Okay.
You can watch it.
We wait in here.
And I am very welcome to know everyone. So I think some of you already have my Instagram account. If you wanna add me, just follow me through Instagram, or you do not want to, just anyway, my IG account is public anyway.
Public
You
anyway,
can just
yeah.
come in and see.
Okay. Instagram okay, YouTube okay. You can play a documentary or videos in here from Thailand.
What slide?
You can play documentary videos or culture in documentary you have played in here, like for in YouTube or Instagram link.
Right now, everyone is closing their cameras. Maybe they're watching our YouTube video right now.
Okay.
For your information, because lots of you asking me, I was born and raised in Thailand, and also my nationality is Thai. and I never been to Indonesia before. I just learned about this country like 3 weeks ago. And also the language is like 2 weeks, right? About 2 weeks. I still don't know much. Still trying to remember the main vocabulary, like how to greet in each time of the day, like selamat pagi, selamat siang, apa lagi na? Selamat sore, selamat malam. Just trying to remember the words. Oh, anyway, if my name is quite difficult for you to type because of the it's my English name was given by one of my foreign teachers, and he is French, so this is how it spelled. So you can, my Indonesian friends call me Vivi. You can also call me Vivi also. I'm okay with it, or just V.
Oke, silakan yang lainnya mau menambahkan tentang informasi mengenai apa saja sih yang ada di Indonesia, khususnya di Jawa Barat gitu, di Sunda, yang memang kita bisa sharekan ataupun kita bisa sampaikan kepada teman-teman dari Thailand, seperti apa keadaan di kita dan apa sih yang menjadi menarik ataupun menjadi daya tarik untuk mengajak teman-teman dari Thailand untuk berkunjung ataupun pergi ke Indonesia. Silakan.
So what should we do right now?
Okay, Vivian, your connection. I see in Thailand have a tradition especially in Thailand. What's especially Tattoos culture? Yeah.
I cannot hear what you say.
You know tato from Thailand or raja, and different from Thailand have a culture like this. In
Like culture that only have in Thailand, but no other countries have.
Pitaphone.
Talalang, you know tato?
I only know pitaphone.
Tato is art in skin. Especially in Thailand, have a font or like religion. What's a name? Tato specialist in Thailand. You know?
Can you explain again? Or maybe you can screen share.
Wait. I'm sure.
You mean tattoo, right?
You forgot to open the microphone, right?
I will explain the pictures that you have shown us before. All of those things, actually, tattoo in Thailand, we can do and any signs, any symbols, anything. But what you see there is from the Tripitaka, the Buddhist holy book, plus the Hindu and Brahma religion. It's also influenced in those symbols you see. But most of them, I would say it's animalism in Thailand. It's not pure Buddhist. Like you can see a tattoo of
tiger.
Tiger is one of the most famous animals that foreigner used to come and have the tattoo, do the tattoo. But it's not really a Buddhist thing, but it is a part of it. It was influenced by Buddhist, a part of it was influenced by Hindu, and a part of it was influenced by Brahma. During the ancient time, it was believed that because Thai people have this tattoo, we are like no weapons can harm us or hurt us. Like if you have a sword and you try to slash us, we will not get hurt because we have that tattoo on our body. That was the belief during the ancient time. And even during these days, there are still some people who believe about that supernatural things. So if you are interested, you can come after COVID and you can pick or you can ask. Right now in the tattoo shop, they will have books full of those pictures and symbols, and you can pick it, or you can ask them what is this means or what is the meaning, and then you can pick it. Like this one will give you prosperity. This one will give you a peaceful life. This one will give you love. You can ask them in the tattoo shop. But please, if you come here and you want to do the tattoos and painted some Thai words on your body, please ask some Thai people first, because sometimes you spell it incorrectly and the meaning is completely different.
Okay. Okay,
So please beware.
Thanks for information for me and all friend in here. And then silakan yang lain, teman-teman yang lain bisa menambahkan atau menyampaikan tentang Galuh itu apa, seperti apa, kultur yang ditinggali ataupun tadi kan kita bahas mengenai kuliner, tentang foodies, dan tentang lifestyle dan karakteristik people in Thailand and Indonesian, especially in Galuh or Ciamis, ya, dan juga mengenai keseharian. Silakan dan ya kita ada waktu 5 menit lagi nih. Time is over because 5 o'clock in Indonesia. Yeah.
So the class is over right now.
Iya, over. Because,
Terima kasih.
Iya, terima kasih juga. And then in Sundanese language, terima kasih is hatur nuhun. Ya, hatur nuhun is terima kasih.
Hatur nuhun.
Hatur, for me. Hatur. No. Hatur.
Hatur.
Ya, nuhun.
Oke.
Hatur nuhun.
Hatur nuhun.
Okay, because time is over, and sorry for language and for your information, and see you next time for studies Kagaluhan in Galuh University. And then all say hi for all.
Bye guys. Vivian, thank you.
See you.
Terima kasih semuanya.
Thank you.
Partisipasi dan sampai ketemu lagi di pertemuan selanjutnya di mata kuliah Kagaluhan. Oke, thanks for all.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Ya Bu. Teman-teman kasihan.